This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by NotBadAnymore.com. Dave Ridley here, signing in for RidleyReport.com this March 11th, 2008, with a message for my neoconservative friends, and some of you are my friends, regarding Ron Paul. Those of you who are planning on voting for John McCain, you like John McCain, don't like Ron Paul that much, I have some thoughts for you. If you're a neoconservative, I'm just assuming that you're sort of in the Gene Kirkpatrick mode of having a fondness for, maybe not a fondness, but a recognition, a belief that it's necessary sometimes to engage in saber rattling or to wage overseas wars or to be able to bomb things and whatnot. And let's just assume for the sake of argument that that's accurate. We really do need to do that from time to time. Hey, I watch Band of Brothers also, so I can sort of see this point of view, and I sort of come from that point of view. Let's assume that we want to maintain the ability to go overseas and bomb things. Do we maintain that ability by overspending ourselves into bankruptcy so we can't afford any more bombs? Do we maintain an ability to have a national defense by bankrupting ourselves? I mean, does neoconservatism automatically mean we have to be at war in Iraq? Does it automatically mean we have to have, what is it now, 180 military bases around the country? It may even be more than that, around the world, I guess I should say. What would Gene Kirkpatrick think of all this? What would Reagan think of all this? I know Dr. Kirkpatrick was around until very recently, so maybe there is something on the record of what she thought, but if I understand correctly, she was against even going into Iraq in 1990. So I'm just not sure that it is. People say this neoconservative position is not really a conservative position, the idea of all these overseas empire things going on. I'm not even sure it's a neoconservative position. Is it a neoconservative position to be occupying a foreign Middle Eastern country for 100 years? What would be the costs of such an occupation? What have been the costs thus far, and what have been the benefits? I know where you neocons are coming from, because to some extent I used to be one of you. I wasn't against invading Iraq back in '03. I wasn't as much of a libertarian back then. But an occupation of the country? Anybody, even I could see back then, when I wasn't even really much of a libertarian, that was going to be a disaster to try and stay in the country for any length of time. The bankruptcy this is driving us into, the death of the dollar that it is bringing about. Where are your aircraft carriers going to come from in the future? Where are your favorite weapons? How are your favorite weapons programs going to be funded when we're done with this overseas imperial occupation regimen that you have us on now? So in a sense, I would say, even if you are a neocon, in a sense, Ron Paul is still your guy, because he's the one that's at least going to keep the American economy and military in one piece, rather than having it disemboweled by circumstances, as is about to happen by this excessive spending. God knows how far we will fall, or what kind of danger we might be in from foreign powers by the time it gets done. And we've endangered ourselves. We've bankrupted ourselves by spending on unwinnable wars, by spending on excessive domestic programs, by creating money out of thin air, which is backed by nothing, disarming to some extent the American people, even the very pilots of their aircraft. My message to my neoconservative friends: if you want to preserve any of America's ability to do the things that you like to see it do overseas, then Ron Paul actually may still be your man, even if he's not a neoconservative, because he's the only one that will keep our economy and our military intact. Without him, we may just be going the way of the Soviet Union and falling completely. I can imagine a lot of overseas tyrants being happy about this, but I can't imagine you neocons being happy about it. This is Dave Ridley signing off for RidleyReport.com this March 11th, 2008. Did the Foodstuffs Consumption Authority force you to eat too much over the holidays? Well, this man would like you to learn how to lose 5 to 20 pounds in just 9 days. See for yourself at notbadanymore.com. The doctor who says he's lost 37 pounds in just a month. The technique of accelerated weight loss through nutritional cleansing. The website, notfatanymore.com. Scroll to the bottom, click on the link. Watch the shocking video, Cleansed for Life. Notfatanymore.com.